Yankees are back.
Yes, what it do, baby?
Baseball is back.
The greatest sport in the world, right, Matthew?
Absolutely.
Listen, man, you got me watching
ABS as well,
opening.
right?
What? That
ABS
was
as
the
well.
worst. That was the worst thing I've ever seen, bro.
Oh,
What's up, everybody? How's everybody feeling, bro?
I'm
Feeling
great.
I
good,
know
bro.
everybody.
Feeling
Listen,
great.
I'm not a baseball guy, but even I was hype after seeing that Netflix debut of the New York Yankees. The way they hype everything
Jay
up, the way
had
they.
Jay Uso was yeeting, and Jay
Yup,
said, "Yep, here we go."
yup, it didn't matter.
Matthew was licking his chops. He's like, yeah, I can't wait to do that on Monday. That's what he was doing. Just me,
he was
ooze.
he was practicing. He was like, listen, wait, I gotta do it like this. Okay, 90 degrees.
Jay, did you get your yeet glasses?
Huh?
Did you get your
I
yeet glasses?
express shipping. Okay, pay $10 extra.
They would probably sell it at the
I know,
thing.
right? That's a good point. Fuck, Matt. I was telling Raph before we started that Rhea Ripley's having a signing in the Lids on 42nd Street on Sunday, bro, from 5 to 7.
Is she?
Yeah, but they charging
No.
150 beans for the meet and greet, bro.
Damn.
I was like, if that
I
shit
saw
was
Liv
free,
Morgan was somewhere in Brooklyn like this past week.
yeah.
She was doing
I'm
a meet and greet.
surprised nobody went to the Nets game to throw like a first pitch or some shit.
Yeah.
Maybe later on in the week. All right, let's get started, Matt.
All right, boys. It is a happy day for baseball fans, guys. Opening day. We had the Yankees playing last night with a win. We had the Mets playing today with a win. Guys, how we feeling? Baseball is back.
Want to go first, Jay?
Yeah, Rafi, this is your sport, man.
Matthew, Jay, I feel great. Boy, do I feel great. This nonsense I'm watching with the NBA, that's 65 games, you don't count for MVPs. We're going to talk about it later. That
Yep.
crap.
Mm.
Yep.
You know, football, we just finished with that. And now we can proudly say that baseball, the greatest sport in the world, is back. It's ingrained in our bloods, you know, Dominican, Puerto Rican, and all of our bloods that we get to see for the next few months, especially in the summer. We get to watch our teams convince us that there's a chance that anyone's going to beat the Dodgers when no one's going to beat the Dodgers, and we know it. Matt's gonna tell me, yeah, but the Mets this, Mets that. Oh, stop it. But let me have my fun for now. A great win today. The bats showed out. We didn't even let Paul Skeens, arguably the best pitcher in the world, get out of the first inning. He threw 37 pitches. We demolished him, and obviously, he was crying in the locker room saying, "Oh, it was lucky. It was lucky. Some balls weren't hit hard." Well, that's baseball for you, right, Matthew? I'm sorry, you know it.
That's baseball.
That's baseball. And yeah, I just have a good feeling, guys. I hope this is it might be the last season before the lockout. And Matthew, you know it's coming.
It's
Matthew's
fine.
favorite
It's
player,
fine.
Aroldis Chapman, might retire after this year. But yes, I'm very much excited as my guys in the back that they still can't even come up with a handshake right here. They're dapping each other up like it's just common business, which is still sad to see.
Disappointing,
But
man.
yeah, I'm very much excited.
Yeah, man. I'm not really the baseball guy here, but I'm gonna make it a point to watch as much as I can this season. I want to get back into it, because the World Classic did make me excited for baseball again. So watching the MLB, watching opening day with the Yankees, watching them dominate against the Giants was actually, very nostalgic and very rewarding, and I think it's actually making me excited for this baseball season. I think that's the whole point of having these world classics and having more eyes on the product, and the fact that it's more accessible on Netflix and they make it a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's one game out of 162, right?
Yep.
So
Yes.
like, it's so it's gonna be hard to keep this excitement throughout the season, but it's always good to have the first game go well, and Yankees starting off good, even though the captain didn't really show out. And I think it's yeah, I'm gonna try to be more locked in this year for the MLB season.
Yeah, boys. Just like you said, it's exciting. Baseball's back. Was this the least excited opening day for me in recent memory, Jay, it kind of was. It kind of was because the Yankees said, let's run it back. Let's run it back. A team that, yeah, they had the most runs scored in the regular season, and that's always what it seems to be. And then come playoff time, it just collapses like it did against the Blue Jays last year. So that doesn't really get me excited to watch the Yankees, but they played great yesterday, despite Judge struggling like he did. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But Raf, like you said, this kind of feels like the 2018 Warriors. It's just like we know that going into the season, the Dodgers are the overwhelming favorites. And is there really a point? I think the fact that it's baseball makes it a little bit more interesting because maybe it's a little more unpredictable than basketball, you could say. But yeah, I'm not too excited in terms of that. But guys, what do you, Raf, as a Mets fan, what do you truly think about this team? You saw a glimpse today of what they can do. Saw Brett Beatty, what he can do. What do you think about the Mets this season?
Um, I think it's gonna be a good team. How good they are, I don't know. You know, last year I feel like a lot of it was, as I mentioned before in one of our earlier podcasts, that I very much thought that a lot of the players were just playing for themselves. It was Lindor, it was Soto, it was Alonso, Nimmo. They were all playing for themselves, playing for their stats, not really trying to play, to get wins. And as a real Mets fan, you can see it too. Only because, the locker room energy wasn't really there. A lot of, smiles felt like it was forced. And,
Hmm.
that goes a long way, guys. And I know you mentioned, Matt, that running it back doesn't excite you, but maybe you can think about it like this. The guys already know each other. The chemistry is already there. And for as much as, you know, you didn't get the job done last year, once you have a lot of how do I say it? Once you have a lot
Um,
of common faces and you're familiar with each other,
Familiarity.
yeah.
Yeah.
Once you guys are already so familiar with each other, you start growing that bond. You start becoming a real family. And obviously, this is not Dom Toretto and Fast and Furious, but listen, guys, it goes a long way. It goes a long way for sure because it is 162 games. It's the most games played out of any major sport. So
Hmm.
having chemistry does go a long way, especially when players. I mean, such as a sport that it is common for players to go on slumps than not. You look at
Yeah.
NFL, you look at basketball, you look at hockey. Their margin of error isn't as big as for baseball, only because
Hmm.
there's so much games being played. So it's very important to have that chemistry. And right now, I hope that we can get a possible 2024 Matt. Not oh my god, but like how the clubhouse was very much close, very much connected.
Yeah.
But it really depends how the big three, the top three, plays. Lindor is gonna get the job done. Soto, but it's really how Bichette translate in New York. Not being able to have Alonso anymore there, which is obviously a 3,500 RBI guy there anymore, is gonna show for sure. But I think that as a lineup, they're gonna mesh well. A lot of guys I do like in that lineup, and it all depends on that bullpen and that pitching. As we mentioned earlier, Matt, you mentioned that you like the lineup, but at the end of the day, pitching was the biggest question mark as well. So yeah, that's what I that's what I have to say about that.
Okay. Is there anything you're like looking forward to outside of just, or any sleeper teams you think, any players you're excited to watch this season?
Are you talking about for Mets or in general?
No, just in general.
Sleeper. Um, I think that maybe this guy, Bobby Witt, finally gets his MVP. Obviously it's very hard competing
Okay.
with Judge, but I feel like this is the first year that we might get real voter fatigue,
Okay.
and I feel like Judge and Otani have to do some like not out of the regular, that because we already know that that's 1A, 1B, or to many it can be 1 and 2. But I think that we might get a new MVP for both sides. That's what I'll say. What do you think?
Okay, so if you had to pick MVPs, you'd say Bobby Witt and Soto. Interesting. Interesting.
No, but what do you think about Yanks? Your Yanks.
The Yankees.
Yeah, like I said, it's just hard to see right now. I know that, you know, the rotation and the starting pitching, they expect that to be a strength of the team when Cole and Rodon come back and you get everybody healthy together and another year with the revamped bullpen. It's just I'm just concerned about the offense. I just don't know if come playoff time
Think.
to see it again. It's just I don't know how that's gonna work.
Do you think there's any regression from the players that did good last year, like the Bellingers, the Jazz,
Yeah, I think Trent Grisham is the
Stanton?
obvious one. Maybe not Stanton. You know, I think Stanton will probably miss a month, maybe two, like he always does. But you know, as long as he's there come playoff time, I think that's fine. And he had a great year last year. I think the biggest concern is Trent Grisham, right? He's the
Yeah.
leadoff hitter for the team. He had a career year last year. So seeing if he's gonna continue that or fall off a bit. We have Jason Dominguez in the minors, Raf. Been waiting for him to come up and play, and they want to keep him down there. So we'll see what happens there.
Do you? So I was thinking about this yesterday. Do you think? I think that the both New York teams, the Yankees and the Mets, are the closest possible to New York having a championship. Do you think that's true?
At
Like
all
in
the
any
sports?
sport, in all sport, like do they feel like the closest team to actually get the championship? Because even though the Knicks should be in the finals, I think wouldn't be surprised if they would get knocked out in
Yeah.
the conference finals or even the round before. So do
I
you
think,
think the Mets and the
yeah.
Yankees are the closest?
Yes, they are.
It's been a long time since New York's
know,
had a championship. You know what I'm talking about? We're supposed to be the
If we're
mecca
talking
of
about
sports.
if we're talking about closest, and we look at the other major sports in North America, yeah, I do think
Yeah.
that we are the closest.
And the crazy thing is that the last two New York major league teams that went to their championship game has been the Mets and the Yankees. The Mets
wow.
back in what 2017, and then the Yankees 2 years ago. So
Yeah,
like,
how did that end for both teams? Yeah.
yeah, that's
You
what I'm
know,
saying.
that's a great question, Jay. I don't know. You know, as I'm here watching the Knicks down 16 against the Hornets.
Wait, to what
Uh,
team? Wait, what team?
The
I think the team
Hornets.
that I told you guys about to be scared. Nobody wants to face them in the first
So pick them
round.
so pick them in the playoffs. So pick them. So pick them to go all the
Ooh.
way.
Ha!
Pick the
No,
Hornets.
no,
Go
no,
ahead,
no.
do it.
I'll pick them to go conference final. Nah, semifinals.
No way,
Semifinals.
bro.
Semifinals.
Bro, if they get past round one, you have to send them to the chip, bro.
Listen,
We'll
they
get
could
there
have
when we
easily.
get there. We'll see.
Yeah. We're
We'll
gonna talk
see.
about it later.
Sorry, Matt.
But
Sorry, Matt.
you know, I know, yeah, the and the Mets have been the most recently. The Yankees in 2024 were in the World Series, but I think the Knicks actually, I think they're the closest. I think they're the
I mean,
closest.
listen,
I
they
really because
they
in the
should
National
be.
League, Raf, the Mets have the Dodgers there, and
Okay.
the Dodgers to me just seem like this
Wait.
just overwhelming
Wait.
favorite.
I understand that. And Jay, I actually saw on DraftKings the Dodgers. This is the biggest difference in any, like, I think this is history. The Dodgers are a plus 250 to win the championship. The next closest is the Yankees at plus 1,000. That is the farthest ever in any sport to begin a season. That's the biggest. Even over the Warriors too.
That's crazy to
that's
think about, because baseball is unpredictable. You get a hot bat at the right time.
Yeah.
And Matt, no one's talking about this, but Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts can they regress?
That
Can
yeah,
they
they could.
they
Mookie
regress?
regressed last year, you know, quite a bit from his
And
usual self.
guys, why are we not acting as if the Blue Jays didn't have 2 games to beat
Bro, I was just gonna say
Dodgers?
that, bro. I was just gonna
Right.
say that.
And if it
You know
wasn't
what?
for a point 003 home run by Miguel
Bro,
Rojas,
with number 9 hitter, bro. right? Number 9 hitter.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
But man,
I thought
I'm
about
gonna have
that.
to I'm gonna have to disagree with you, man. And Jay, I think Yankees and Mets are the closest because I really think about it. Obviously, I don't have that much. I'm not in tune with that much in hockey, so I really can't speak for the Rangers and Islanders. But
So let's go football, right? So you got
Giants,
Giants,
Jets, stop it.
well, you got Giants, Jets, and Bills.
Yeah, if you
I'm not
consider
counting.
the,
I'm not
I
counting.
don't.
I'm not counting the upstate Bills, bro. Please, bro.
Where they belong at? Their New York team, bro.
Man,
What you
they
want me to
they
do?
they they the closest thing to Canada, bro.
What you want me to do about that?
They're
Right.
Canada, bro.
So you think Buffalo has a better chance than the Yankees or the Mets?
I don't think I would put Buffalo in the same boat as the Yanks. I would say maybe the Mets, even though they didn't make the playoffs last year, I would say the Mets have more of a chance than the Yankees. Um,
You really worried about their hitting? They didn't kind of calm your nerves yesterday a little bit.
oh, it's just game one. There's gonna be a
It's
swoon, a June swoon, Raf, like the Mets always have. There's gonna be a Yankees
you
swoon in
gotta
the
win as many
summer.
games as you can before June comes, bro.
Oh man. Well, it's gonna be interesting, boys. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
we'll see
interesting.
how the season unfolds. We
One
got the first
down.
ABS challenge this today, Raf, won by your Mets. We'll see how that goes
I saw it
throughout the.
live too. I saw it live too, bro. I was
Did I
like,
see
you
in
better
that?
challenge that.
Raf was tapping his head.
I was like, yo, bro, touch it, bro.
Did I see like 2 drop fly balls in that Mets game and an open throw
Yeah.
at second base?
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes.
Neil Cruz, Raf. I thought he was gonna be the next best thing. That's a DH right there.
Yes, he is, bro. You saw what Embiid said? You saw what Joel Embiid said?
What'd he say?
On Twitter, he was like, O'Neal Cruz, get ready to learn DH, buddy.
I'm dead.
That's the
Yeah.
wrong messenger to be saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's move on to the NBA here,
Speaking of
guys.
NBA.
Wait, before we say that, let's
Yeah.
baseball predictions. Records, champions,
Okay.
Final Four.
So you want to go like division by division,
No. We can
or
go
just
like Mets, Yankees predictions, your Final Four of both sides, and then champion.
okay. Um. Well, I'm gonna be optimistic here, Jay. I'm gonna say Yankees versus Dodgers in the
Okay.
World Series.
Who do they
Um,
beat in the conference championship?
They're gonna have to get by the Blue Jays, maybe even the Red Sox. Raf, I like the Red Sox team.
I'm a
I think the AL East is really tough, really tough. The Orioles are obviously gonna get better.
yeah.
I think that's a really tough division, so anybody could win that division, and the Yankees are gonna have to get through them. But I think they could. I think they could.
And then the champion.
I I, I gotta go with the odds. I gotta say the Dodgers. I gotta
Oof.
say the
And
Dodgers.
you forgot to the Yankees final season predictions.
What's their record? How many games they win? I guess.
It can do the record.
I'll say 90, 93 wins, 93, and who knows? That could even be a wild card. Uh,
You
that
remember
division is so
2021,
tough.
bro? You remember 2021?
Yes, yes.
Jay,
Yeah, I
so in
just
2021, it was the Rays who won 100 games.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was Yankees and Red Sox, right, Matt?
yeah,
Who won what 91?
yeah.
And then
91.
it was the Blue Jays who had like 89 wins.
Holy. And
That
and
was
they were
insane.
they were a wild card. Yankees were a wild card, or they missed the playoffs.
Now Yankees were wild card.
Yeah. I mean, they
Which
they tied with the Blue Jays last year. They had the same record. It's just the Blue Jays beat them more head to head. It's
Yeah.
just
every game counts, man. Every game counts.
every game counts. Every game counts. But so I gotta say the Yankees gotta win the division though. In order to make it that far, I don't want to see them having to go on the road more times than not. I
Yeah.
gotta say the Yankees gotta win the division in
Who
order to make
scares
it
you in
far.
their division the most?
The Red Sox, honestly. The Red Sox honestly scare me. I know the Blue Jays were there last year, but I think the Red Sox have gotten better. Raf, their rotation obviously got way better. They had from based off last year,
But
They
they're
have the
hitting
lowest. I get it. I get it, but I think it'll be enough. I think with the pitching though, and you see the Yankees offense how it struggled. Sometimes pitching is all you need. Great pitching is all you need. So the
though.
Red Sox honestly scare me there.
How about you, Jay?
Yeah, I was saying thinking about the Red Sox, the Yankees over the Red Sox in the championship game. And I'm gonna say that they gonna probably I don't know, man. I feel like everybody's talking about the Dodgers and like 3P and everybody just has it in stone and I just feel like I don't know, like the sports gods have been like denying these legacy moments. The Kansas City Chiefs, nope, you're not getting this. The Warriors, nope,
Warriors.
you're not getting this. Like it's harder. It's getting harder. So I'm gonna say that who do they go? Oh man, who do they go over? Yeah, fuck it. I think the universe deserves a Mets versus Yankees World Series. I think we should. I think it'll be good for this podcast, so I'm gonna manifest it, and I'm gonna say a New York World Series. Fuck it, why not? Who says no?
Okay. Jot it down, Matthew. If you're jotting it down,
I'm
just
right.
jot it
And
I'm
I'm gonna
writing
say
it down.
I'm gonna say
I'm writing
I'm gonna
it
say
down.
Yankees
Better
win.
be-
I'm gonna say Yankees win the division with 95 wins.
Whoa. Okay.
I think they win the
All
division.
right.
95 wins.
All right.
But check this out, Raph.
Talk to me.
I bet Mets go 96.
What?
Oh
Division.
man, I'm not falling for this propaganda right now. I just don't have it in me, guys.
All right,
It's
so
my turn.
so seriously, Matt, because you said you trust the Mets more than the Yankees, so you think the Mets are gonna do better this year?
I do. I think the Mets. I know they lost Pete and they lost Diaz, but I like what they've done and their revamped moves, right, to get that offense together. I think their bullpen is a question mark, right? They went and they signed our four, as usual. The Mets go and sign our scraps, J Rod. They take a couple of our former relievers and trying to revamp them into what they once were. So we'll see how that work how that works out for them. I think that's the
All right,
biggest
Raph.
question mark, but we'll see.
All right, Raph, what's your prediction?
All right. I'm gonna go Mets win their division for the first time since 2015 with 93 wins, just one game above the Philadelphia Phillies. I have the final four being Yankees, Mariners,
Okay.
Dodgers, Mets, and I got Mets versus Mariners.
Okay.
Mets versus Mariners.
Yeah, the Mariners got better. You know, they were a great team last year. Just barely an incredible series there.
They
They're gonna be
took
a great team.
they,
They're gonna be a
they
great
took
team.
Toronto at 7, bro. They took them
They
7,
did.
man.
Yep.
So I'm saying, bro, baseball's unpredictable, yeah, bro. Like,
But my thing is like, you know, for as much as the Blue Jays played good, at the end of the day, you know, baseball is just due for regression. And I know they added pitching, Matt, and I know they added Okamoto, but like that team doesn't move me for real. Because
They
a
they
lot of those
peaked at the right
players,
time last
a
year.
lot of those players peaked in the playoffs, and fair play to them. The name of the game in baseball is clearly make the playoffs, and the hottest team they go on and they make it far. Not saying they're
Yeah.
gonna win, but they make it far. But I just think that I just don't trust the Blue Jays like that. A lot of those guys in that pitching rotation, man, I see them like they can regress. You know, Gosman is headed to the free agency, but that's not always a good thing. Cease,
Yeah.
I've never trusted Dylan Cease in my life, Matthew.
Yeah.
He's not that good. He strikes out a lot of people, but he's like a 4 ERA. Jose Barrios, oh, you see what I'm saying? Trey Savage. Now that everybody knows him now. You know, are we gonna see some regression? You know, this is the name of the game. Like the regression is just bound to happen, and that's why I'm not that big on the Blue Jays this year. I think the Yankees will do better than the Blue Jays, and I'm not big on the Red Sox either. I would say if Baltimore has pitching, then watch out for them. But even them, they have no pitching whatsoever. They have a good lineup, but no pitching. So yeah, Yankees, Mariners. I'm gonna go Mets, Dodgers.
Mets Dodgers. All right.
That's not-
and that's it. And away we go.
All right. Let's move on to the NBA. As J Rod, the shot clock is turned off, and the Knicks lose to the Hornets here.
Yikes.
Let's move on to the Lakers, guys. The red hot Los Angeles Lakers, 13-2 in their last 15 games, had a 9-game winning streak there, beating a bunch of good teams. They moved up to third in the Western Conference. J Rod, are the Lakers now legitimate contenders in the West?
Yeah, I mean, if you go back a couple years when Luka was with the Mavericks, this is kind of what happened with them, right? They kind of got hot late heading into the playoffs, and then kind of went nuclear in the playoffs. It kind of took everybody by storm. You know, nobody really anticipated Dallas making the playoffs and going on a run like that. So I think whenever you have a top five player in Luka Doncic, and you have him with LeBron James and a solid squad, and I think JJ Redick is a pretty decent coach. I think yeah, you have a legitimate chance. I'm not picking them. I'm not saying that they're going to be the favorite whatsoever. I would probably put them best case scenario third in the West under San Antonio and OKC, and that's best case scenario. So I think whenever you have LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves is playing pretty good. You know you can have a shot, but I still have OKC and the Spurs ahead of them.
Uh, I do not have them as contenders in the West just because of what I saw last year and what I've seen from LeBron James the last 4 or 5 years with the Lakers. Look, LeBron this year and as of late, he's learning how to be a third option. He's taking on that Chris Bosh role, that Kevin Love role. He's learning how to do it, and he may not like it, but that's the way that they're gonna have to win.
Yep.
Because LeBron at this stage and age of his career cannot be the number one guy, and Austin Reeves is taking another leap forward. So LeBron, he's gonna have to be the third guy. But come playoff time, guys, we saw it last year in that series against Minnesota. Come fourth quarters, they just collapsed. They just ran out of gas. It all started with LeBron. Luca struggled. I just it doesn't really excite me to see that again this season for the Lakers. I do not think the Lakers are contenders. It's a nice little stretch they're on, but I think they'll be out
Real,
early.
real quick, Raf, before you go, how much do you attribute that to Luka Doncic only being there for half the season? Because remember, the whole thing was that he was out of shape, that he wasn't ready for the playoffs. Now that he's kind of, back in, back to Slim Luka, whatever they want to call him now, and he's showing out. Do you have more faith
He
in?
was Hookah Luca last
Yeah, he
year.
was Hookah Luka, now he's Slim Luka. Do you have more faith in him now in the playoffs? And do you think it might
Yeah,
change the team?
I mean, look, I'm not a big of a Luca guy as you guys are. You guys think he's, I don't know, the third best player in the league. I really don't.
He's the second
Uh,
coming of Larry Bird,
yeah, you
according
see,
to.
that's just I'm not as big a Luca guy as you guys, so I really don't. I don't trust it. I don't trust Luca. I don't trust the Lakers at all.
Yeah, well said, guys. I'll start off with Jay. I definitely agree that Lakers are the third best team in the West. I don't know how where does that rank them in the whole NBA? Maybe sixth, but I'll say it depends who rises. At the end of the day, it depends who rises because at the end of the day, my main thing this whole year has been that depth is the one is the new era in the NBA is all about depth.
Yeah.
And Spurs and Thunder have the best depth out of anybody. You look at the Lakers; they have Luca, AR, and whatever's left of LeBron's tank. Um, and well said by Matt too. That I've also noticed that LeBron has to take this uh, high leverage role player role now. That they can't depend on him. They can they have to depend on Luca, but you have to have AR take that next step in the playoffs. You need to have him score 25 or more. And at the end of the day, I was gonna mention, and I'm glad J-Rod mentioned it too, that for as much as they did struggle in the fourth, that was half a year with Luca. He was still getting meshing with that. But with all that being said, I've never been a Lakers guy. I've been Luka and LeBron guy, but no, I don't think that will be enough to stop the Spurs, to stop the Thunder. But listen, I will say this: you play your cards right, then what if we get? You can get the Spurs or the Thunder, one of them to face each other, and then you got to face just one of them.
All right.
So
It's true. I mean, and if you're the Lakers, who would you rather? If you had to face one of them, who would you rather face?
Spurs. You gotta pick Spurs. You don't want to face the Thunder with that experience. You don't.
OKC,
Yeah.
OKC would literally run them out of gas. They would be
Yeah.
so fast. Yeah, it would. Yeah.
That's the one thing the Lakers would have over the Spurs is the
It's
experience.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, guys, I'm a big Wemby fan, but we don't know how he's gonna be in the playoffs yet. We don't know yet. He's an incredible
true.
player. I'm not saying that he's gonna start choking, but at the end of the day, we have to be very
You-
careful with these superstars.
Usually, the big guys, the 6'10" and up stars, perform better in the playoffs because the game usually slows down a little bit, so it gives them time to
yeah, it's
work
half
in the
court.
post.
It's half court. Yeah.
Shaq, Embiid, Jokic, all these guys get better in the playoffs, and because they can,
Wait,
slow the
Embiid
game
was
down.
never seen a conference final. Let me stop.
And,
Let me
you know,
stop, bro.
I mean, he performed. I mean, listen, he played
Nah,
well.
It's just a meme. It's a meme because
I know.
everyone's like,
He was pissing me off when he played our Knicks, bro. He would just back everybody down and he was just dropping that shit into
J
the
Rod,
ball.
I will never forget when he threw the alley oop off the backboard to himself,
Yes,
dunked it
bro.
over Mitchell Robinson, and then he's grabbing his knee right after. I've never seen anything like
that was the
it.
self alley, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
bro. I think that was his first game back too. Like he was out for a minute. Hilarious.
That was insane. That was a good transition, guys, to Victor Wembanyama, guys. Wemby saying
That's a-
he deserves to be the MVP of the league. He was asked this after Tuesday night's game, guys. He said, they asked him, "What do you think? Are you the MVP? Make a case for yourself." And he went up there and did it. And he gave 3 reasons, guys. He said, number one, defense is 50% of the game. He's the most impactful defender in the league. He said, 2, they dominated OKC this season. And 3, a player's impact is not just about points. So, Raph, with that being said, you've seen what Wemby's done, what Shea's done, what Luka's been doing recently, Jokic. Is Wemby right? Should he be the MVP? And if not, who?
Absolutely not. I like Wemby, but he is not the MVP. It is Luka Doncic number one, but they're gonna give it a Shea. Luka should be MVP, then it's Shea, then it's Wemby. That's my case. That's it. That's it. That's it.
First, I would like to bounce off you guys. Do you like what Wemby did? Do you like the fact that Wemby's talking this shit? Like, that he's rocking the league a little bit, like, kind of saying, like, why he deserves to be MVP? Do you agree?
I like-
do you agree with what he's saying a little bit? Do you agree that
He has a good point.
50% of his defense?
That's a good point.
I
Wow.
do.
Imagine, imagine if LeBron did that. This is. I want to hear what Matthew has to say because I want to hear what you guys say.
Okay,
but
so
I
let me
just
let
know-
me get let me give my
Just know
let me give my
that,
point of view. Let me give my point of view real quick. What he said. I don't think Wemby is the MVP. Listen, he might get a couple votes in first place. Not that he hasn't had a terrific season, but with Jokic not improving in the standings and Shea basically the number one seed, and he's still setting records and basically has the same numbers. I think Shea is gonna probably run away with it. The Lakers are getting hot too late. People are saying that Luka has no chance. I don't think that's true, but I don't think he's gonna have enough time to catch up to Shea. That's why I don't think he's gonna
There's
win.
10 games left. It's over, bro.
Right. When Wemby says that 50% of it is defense, I don't agree with that, and here's why. According to the NBA, Rudy Gobert has won 4 Defensive Players of the Years. Never once have we ever considered that man an MVP, ever, ever. So
Yeah, but that's
I think-
garbage.
I think because I think we all can agree that we favor offensive players more is why Jokic just has 3 MVPs, okay, compared
Yes.
to defense. So
Yes.
I think theoretically speaking, it should be 50-50, but it's more like 70-30.
It
Like
is.
it's more 70-30, and just because you could be the best defender in the league, but it's only going to carry so much weight for the MVP case. And he's not averaging the points, and he kind of has the help more than Shea right now in OKC. So I think that.
But he said
that's
offense
what it
is
is.
not just about points. Is he right about that? Offense is not just about points.
Yeah, it's also about efficiency and assists, but
Then give Jokic the MVP.
but
Then that's what he's
then,
saying.
then Jokic should win exactly. And I think that what were they talking about? He was talking about like what was he saying? Air gravity or some shit like that, where he was like, making space around him, like
Yeah.
conditioning out shooting or whatever. So
Then
yeah, I
give
get.
it to Curry. Give it to Curry then. Curry has the best gravity in the world.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, that's why I don't think like he doesn't have the numbers to back it up, as like Shea does. And I think defense gonna take him so far.
Look, I love this. I love Wemby going out there, Raf, and saying this. The
Raf
league,
me.
the
Don't Raf
league
me,
needs
bro.
this, Jay. This is great. This is when have we ever seen guys go up there and say, "Yeah, I'm the MVP," and I'm gonna list out 3 reasons for you. We've never seen that. We've never seen that. Look, Raf, maybe you're right. Maybe Wemby gets a little bit of a pass instead of LeBron because
Little bit?
Wemby's
Little
a
bit?
French. Wemby's from France, right? He gets a little the European pass.
Yeah, he
He's not
does,
used
yeah.
to the culture of the media here. They're asking him a question. He's gonna answer the question.
Yo,
Good
Matt,
for
that's
him.
that's hilarious. They do get the European pass because Giannis gets that pass, Jokic gets that pass, Wemby gets that pass. It's just we chalk it up to not media training.
This is crazy, bro. That's what it is. It's crazy.
They're not. They're not. Look, he's not from here, guys. So he gets the pass, Raf, and he's not wrong with what he said. He's not wrong with what he said. Defense is 50% of a player's performance. It's 50% of the game. With all that being said, he is closer than you guys think he should be. I have him right there with Shea, and we
Oh.
have 10 games left. The Spurs are what, 2 games
2.
back of the Thunder. The Thunder have a much harder schedule. They just lost last night to the Celtics.
So record is gonna matter in this MVP
I
race. That's
think
what you're saying.
the record is gonna end up mattering here. If the Spurs end up overtaking the Thunder in the West, getting the best record in the league, I think it's gonna be very close. I would still give it to Shea. Guys. Shea just has been consistent all year round. From day one, he's averaging 32. He's shooting 50% from the field. He broke Wilt's scoring record. I mean, it's great what he's been doing. And the Thunder are still, right now, they're still number 1 in the West. But I don't have a problem with what Wemby said at all. And I think he's number 2, a close second right now.
I think that his numbers just 24 points per game, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and the biggest thing is that he's averaging 3 blocks.
3 blocks. That's the defensive player of the year.
But it's only gonna take you. We've only compared defenses when the numbers offensively were close. And we're like, all right, who's better defensively? Is why Embiid. I think it's one of the reasons I think Embiid got the nod over Jokic that one year is because of his defense, but because the numbers were close. The numbers aren't close when it comes to Shea and Wemby. You know what I'm saying? And I get he might be the most important asset to a team, but if the valuable player in the league who has the best season, it's still Shea.
Yeah, like if Wemby was averaging 30 right now, then we'd be like, okay, then give it to Wemby. But
Yo, bro, not
It's
even
not like
30.
that.
If he's doing 27, if he's averaging 27, and if he's doing 27 and 7 assists, or 25 and 7 assists, or you got me, because now he's doing it defensive and offensively. He just doesn't have the offensive numbers.
Maybe we're looking at numbers too much, though, guys. Maybe we're looking at numbers too much.
Rap, you know what I think? I think Wemby knows that he doesn't have a chance, and he's trying to shake,
Yeah.
and he's trying to shake the
he's
cage
been
a little
trying to
bit.
do it. He's been trying to do this since the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Like, look at him. He's over here try-harding. Oh, I want to change it up. Bro, he just wants to be like he wants to change everything right now. We're not, and I respect it, but at the end of the day, we're giving him a pass because who he is. If this was someone else,
Well, Raph, I will say, I do agree with Matt. I do love this. I do like the fact.
I'm
This is
whoa.
great.
Listen, this gives me Anthony Edward vibes. I love this. It's about competitiveness. We should not have friends in the league. We should be fighting in the court. That's what we should be doing. Not physically. I mean, not actually.
And
But-
I hope when Shea wins the MVP, he sends a tweet like, "Hold this," like he's holding the MVP trophy by his nuts, and tags Wemby like.
When they because I do think it's gonna be that conference finals. I hope it's salty between the two. I hope it.
That's
is.
gonna
I
be
want,
fire,
I
bro.
don't want LeBron handshake with Shea and Wemby. I don't want that. I want competitive.
Oh,
Oh,
the
here we
LeBron
go.
handshake. Oh, because he's just friends with everybody. No competitive juices. That's why he's
Right.
been out and
That's the only thing I've never liked about LeBron. The competitive nature is not really there anymore. But I will say that if LeBron said this, Matthew and Skip and Matthew would be having a date in Central Park right now talking about LeBron, bro.
Yo, I will. Okay, here's a critique from LeBron that you won't hear often from me because I don't like critique of LeBron. I don't think that's cool. But I will say that LeBron's always upset and pouting when he loses. If he's winning, he's all happy, dabbing people up, but when he's losing, he's like, oh, I'm, pouting and like, okay, I'll dab you up now. Like we're friends now. So that's all I would say about LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he's just, he's presentado, as they say sometimes. You know what I mean?
all right. So, rather the season ended right now. You say Luka Doncic MVP.
Wait, do
Luka
you want
Doncic.
who do I think or who do I know is gonna win? How about that?
So you think Luke? Why do you think Luka should win?
Well, he has a third seed Laker team, and I'm looking at that roster. I'm looking at the Spurs roster. I'm looking at the Thunder roster. And out of those three rosters, the Lakers is the worst by far and by a lot. So,
I mean-
I'm looking at it, most valuable player with what I have, and I'm a third seed in a really good conference. Yeah, I've got to give it to him. Plus, besides the turnovers, everything else is matching up with Shea. Or
Yeah.
better, actually.
33, averaging 33, 7 rebounds, 8 assists.
And you just talk about consistency, Matt. When has Luka gone on like a bad like trip? I don't think he went all year. I don't think he's
I mean,
been on
look,
a
when
bad
you're
trip
shooting
at all.
35 shots a game like Luka Doncic does, I mean, sure you're gonna get.
Oh, but in a prime
He
time
did lose
game,
some stats.
in a prime time game, as the Celtics and the Thunder, which the Celtics actually win,
Mhm.
Shea has only 12 shots. 12 shots in a primetime game. That's very important. But let me not take those shots. Let me not take those shots, man. Let me not take those shots. Let me not take those shots. Pathetic, Matthew. Pathetic. 12 shots. Come on, bro. You better be, bro. If you're the man, if you're the best scorer in the league, how everyone portrays Shea is, you better be shooting 20 shots a game, and you know it. And
Yeah, but
you know it, Matthew.
Did he? Look, I get it. They lost, but he still had 30 points. Did he not?
Yeah,
So,
but like,
he's
am I-
efficient.
do I
It's an
have to say it?
efficient. It's efficiency.
He's a stat
It's added
pattern.
to the lot.
He's a
But
stat
sometimes you
pattern.
gotta just give me that ball and you gotta just shoot the lights out
You're
even
right.
if you lose.
That's
When you're the
that's fair.
star.
You're a stat pattern. He's a stat pattern. It's fine. I'm not gonna say Luka's not a stat pattern. Luka's definitely up
The
there.
stat pattern. The stat
No,
pattern.
Shea
in the
is
league
the
Luka
stat
Doncic.
pattern. No, it's Shea then Luka actually.
Luka takes
He
like
had
30
15
shots at games and goes 10
Jay,
out of
Jay, let's
10
say-
for
I'm-
30, and then
Jay, let me ask you a question, Jay.
Yo,
You're the star of your team. You're Shea right now, right? You're beating the absolute hell out of the Brooklyn Nets, one of the worst teams in the league. You have 15 points in the third quarter. You were up 40 points. And let me make sure. Are you gonna get those 20 points from
How
Will
many-
Chamberlain?
how many
I'm talking to Jay right now, not you, bro. Not you. Look at Jay. Jay, answer me. Is that stat pattern or not?
that's that pattern, bro. That's that pattern.
Yeah, but
And I
Jay, how
just-
many fourth quarters has Shea sat this year? A lot, has he not?
Oh,
No,
Well, he
it's
could
I'll
have just
give you
been
that.
stat
I'll give
padding
you
those
that.
fourth quarters.
I'll give you that, but those games were already over with. That would be stat padding right there. So what changes, man? You couldn't
I,
get 20 points in 3 quarters
because
against the Brooklyn Nets?
I think LaMickey James would have been like, yeah,
Oh,
put me
but
in
now
those fourth
wait, now
quarters.
it's
Put me in
now it's
those
like
fourth
me.
quarters.
Now it's Mickey James. I think we're talking about Luca and Shea, but you're talking about okay.
Luca too. He would have been like, yeah, put me in that fourth quarter.
You
Oh,
have
I
to
see
admit,
how
you
it
have to
is.
admit, Raph, that Luca is a fucking ball hog sometimes, though. Like,
Absolutely.
I agree with Shea. Like, I agree about the Shea part too, but Luca be dominating.
Luca's 2018 LeBron. I mean 2018 Harden. Yes.
And I think
Yes.
it's because he doesn't trust nobody still. Like he has like PTSD from the Mavs still. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
He
hear
needs
you,
to
bro.
he needs to trust Austin Rivers a little more. Austin Reeves.
Austin
excuse me.
Rivers.
Rivers Reeves. Not Doc Rivers' son. My fault. Austin Reeves. All right.
All right, guys, let's move on here to Cade Cunningham, who unfortunately, guys, out with a collapsed lung, hopeful to return for the first round of the playoffs. The Pistons currently in first place in the East, 4 games up on the Celtics, 4.5 on the Knicks. J-Rod, can the Celtics or Knicks catch up to the Pistons here, and what does this mean for the Pistons in the playoffs?
I do think it's possible for one of those teams to catch them. 10 games left, only 4.5. Not having a star player, even though the Pistons haven't been playing terrible without Cade Cunningham, they've been holding their own. But I think that's gonna change, and I think what happened.
All right.
Uh,
No, go ahead.
but I think
Terrible.
that
You said terrible or without Cade or
They
not?
haven't. They haven't.
no, they
been
haven't
playing
been. They
terrible.
haven't been
Okay.
playing terrible. They've been
They're
playing
5-1
okay.
without. Okay.
Yeah, no, they
5-1 without
haven't.
it.
Sorry, they haven't been playing terrible. They've been like above. They've been holding water and stuff. But I think that's going to change because I think once you don't have your star player, that's gonna eventually catch up to you. And I think when the Celtics lock in, it's just gonna get JT. He's gonna get more reps in. He's gonna get healthier. And if the Knicks can get their shit together and not lose to the 8th seed Hornets, maybe
They're
they have a
unbelievable.
chance to.
J-Rod, they can't play on the road. It's unbelievable. They're
Bro,
horrible on the
yeah.
road.
I mean, I guess better to be invincible at home than not, but I mean, whatever, bro. Like they're terrible right now. But one of those teams, both on your heels, I have more faith in the Celtics catching them than the Knicks, but I think it's possible for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Celtics will be the team that is going to catch them. The Pistons, though, they haven't let up. I thought they would struggle a little bit without Cade. Credit to them. They've been playing well. They won again tonight. Um,
I think they're like
but I
what
think
12-5 overall without him, something like that.
overall, yeah, because they missed some games earlier too.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the playoffs go, it is concerning just because when guys come back from those types of things, from injuries like that, it takes them a minute to get their lungs and their stamina underneath them and all that. So you could see him gassing out maybe a little bit early in some games when he first gets back. So that's a little bit concerning, especially Rav if they go up against the Hornets. The Hornets are a fast-paced team, and that might be a problem for Cade and them, but we'll see. I think it is a little bit concerning.
Yeah, I was looking at their calendar. Listen, I think it's 7 or 8 of their next 10 are against playoff teams,
Ooh.
and it's very much concerning. If there's a team that can actually get them, I think it is the Celtics. Sadly, those terrorists. But yeah, I definitely see.
Jesus.
I definitely see that Pistons. I've been telling you guys, even with Cade, I would still pick the Hornets over them as of right now, guys.
That's crazy. Is
They
okay?
did
So
not do anything in the deadline. They didn't get another score for him. I know that Jalen Duren has taken that leap, but listen, playoffs is another animal, and you guys know that.
okay, we're assuming that the Hornets either A get the 8th seed in the play-in, and we're also assuming that Detroit stays in the first seed. But who do you think Detroit would want to see without having Cade Cunningham on their team?
Um,
The Heat.
I
Oh,
Maybe the
you want to
Heat.
face? Yo, what if Bam goes for 95?
think we'll
You
sweep the
can't.
Heat.
You
No,
can't stop that.
I think the Heat, Durant and on Bam there. I think that's an easy matchup for them.
They can beat the Magic too, bro.
Yeah,
So you
I've
think
been
this?
disappointed in the Magic.
Yeah, they were supposed to do so much better this year, and they didn't.
They had that small run, like what, like 2 years ago, when Pablo was getting like first getting noticed, and then they kind of fizzed out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the pit, so the worst case scenario is the Pistons fall into the second seed, and then they've. I mean, would they rather face the 76ers without Embiid? You know what I mean? Like that might not be a bad option. Getting that second seed without Kate Cunningham and facing a beat up 76ers team, then facing a red hot Hornets team. Might be something to think about. I mean, I know tanking is not, but maybe you kind of take it easy the next 10 games.
Mm.
They already clinched the playoffs, so it's up to them.
Because
Yeah.
you have a possibility of getting the 76ers, the Magic, or the Hornets. Because I don't think the Heat's coming out of that play again, bro.
I would personally want the Heat, but if they don't come out of it, and if it's
So
either
the Sixers
Magic,
or the Hornets. Sixers or the
oh,
Hornets.
and I'll go.
Do you think
Assume,
the Hornets are a bad, really bad matchup for them? So you would say the Sixers. I mean, Paul
assuming
George
Embiid,
came back yesterday.
Embiid's done, right? He's not coming back for the whole season, right?
No, he's out for the whole year.
No, I don't think so. I'm asking. I
No, I
think he
think
might
he's
be
coming
coming
back.
back. So maybe you don't want to see it. I don't know. It's one of these chess
Nah,
moves now.
he played yesterday.
He played
Yeah, he
yesterday,
played
so
this.
He
okay,
had
so maybe
35.
oh damn, so then maybe you don't want to see the 76ers then.
So I'm saying Paul George came back.
Paul George played good too. It's just Maxi hasn't played.
Yeah,
Matthew knows that.
I don't like the
I know
76ers
that.
lurking there in the 7th seed, bro. I don't like that at all. That's way too low for y'all to be there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, speaking of Cade, guys, we got the NBA Players Association, and they're talking to the league about getting rid of the 65 game minimum rule for awards, for getting awards, for getting first team honors, MVP, all of that. Cade is obviously played in 61 games this year, so he would not qualify for likely what would be a first team All NBA. They said the rule should be abolished or changed. Raf, what do you think? Is the league right?
I think the league should put 62 games, not 65. I think missing 20 games is good enough, especially a lot of these players playing back to back. 20 games is enough. 65 is pushing it, and the fact that Jokic has to play 7 or 8 of his next 9 to qualify for it, it's insane.
What you
But I
mean it's
understand
insane?
missing.
What's wrong with that?
I think missing 17 games is, I don't know. I've always felt like 20 to 22 games is not that bad to miss. But I know it sounds
feel
like a lot, but
Listen, I feel like having the game minimum for the all NBA teams is what hurts, right? Because Kate Cunningham is not going to meet that minimum, but you're going to say that Kate Cunningham didn't have an all NBA year this year. Like, he was phenomenal this year. He just got hurt at a weird time where he made him miss the minimum. You know what I'm saying? I think there was a talk about either changing, like Raph said, changing the game minimum to like maybe like 60, 55, or instructing a minutes like you have to reach a certain amount of minutes played, so like 2,000 minutes played throughout the season, then you qualify for it. But I don't think it's fair when it comes to these all NBA teams, because it's you're not telling the story of that year. It's gonna be, when we look back and look at all NBAs, we're gonna be like, well, these guys technically weren't the best that year. They just happened to play the most games, and it's more of a staying healthy reward than being a good player. So I think abolishing it for this year, restructuring it if they want to, maybe lower the game minimum, or do that minutes requirement suggestion. But yeah, I think they should get rid of it for this year.
See, the minutes requirement is tough because then, like we were talking about before, then you're really gonna have guys playing in the fourth quarter there just to, make sure that they reach the minutes. I think it's tough because the league put this in right to avoid load management. Right, a couple of
Hmm.
years ago, load management was at an all-time high. It was every other game, guys were just getting rested, and it was in primetime games. You see the second stringers playing. It's just, but it's just hard because if you have a injury like Cade's, I think that's the only thing that could make it an exception. Where if you have injuries that like, okay, you're gonna be out for the regular season, but if you've played even in 55 games, I think it's still enough. If you've played great for 55 games, but you're out for the rest of the regular season, I think it should be enough. But then if it's gonna be tough then if you have things where like, oh, the league is if you have guys that are saying they're hurt, but then they're not hurt, then that makes it a conflict there too.
Yeah.
It's tough though. I say to keep it though. I say to keep it, but if with significant injuries that end your season, then that can make an exception.
Yeah, because you don't want guys like feeling like they have to push themselves to meet that game minimum, and they legitimately get hurt for real, and then they can't make it to the playoffs. Because like,
Imagine that.
because guys like Kawhi, LeBron, these guys are gonna get paid no matter what. But then we're talking about up and coming guys, like Kate Cunningham. He hasn't made that All NBA yet. You know what I'm saying? Like these up and coming guys who were gonna push themselves. If it was up to Kate Cunningham, I bet right now he would play, even with this collapsed lung, like just to get this minimum, which is not safe, obviously. So, just be careful of these players pushing themselves.
All right, guys. Speaking of awards, Kevin Durant, Ralph's favorite player, Kevin Durant
You don't like
has
KD, bro?
passed has passed Michael Jeffrey Jordan for fifth all time on the NBA scoring list. J Rod, what does this KD accomplishment mean for you? And what else can he do at this point to enhance his legacy?
I mean, listen, it's cool. I hate doing this because having seen LeBron break the all-time scoring record, when people pass other scoring records, it's not gonna have the same magnitude. But it just shows that Kevin Durant has always been and always will be a lethal shooter in the NBA. Nobody can ever take that away from him. Nobody ever doubted his skills as an NBA player. Nobody ever doubted him as that 7-foot assassin, can knock it down from 35, no problem. We've always questioned the legacy part of how he got his championships. That's the only asterisk on his career. Okay, if he doesn't get the championships, he would have probably be the biggest icon in basketball. I think bigger than Iverson. I think bigger than, people want to put Harden in that category sometimes. I think he would have been bigger than that. He would have been the iconic basketball player to never win a championship. Or who knows, maybe if he would have taken the right way and went to Brooklyn instead of going to the Warriors or going to the Knicks, maybe he would have had a different story. Um, but for me, he's going to be known as that guy who was at one point the second greatest player in the league, but could never get it done by himself. Great basketball player, but not the best winner in the NBA. So congratulations to him passing the goat and scoring, but it doesn't really change anything.
Well, sadly, he didn't pass the GOAT because the GOAT is still way higher in that list. But, man, I think that a lot of people are just brushing off that, as you mentioned, he passed Jordan, but where did he rank in the field goal attempts? And if you look at the
Yes,
list,
yes.
everyone ranks exactly where they're at, and then he's just there at number 13. Like that's insane to me, especially if we think about how much time he missed too
Yeah.
because of that injury. He could have been past Kobe right now. He could have been creeping up on Malone, just like Malone likes to creep up on But yeah, um, but yeah, that's definitely a great case for KD. But at the end of the day, it's hard because LeBron made it just so monumental that anybody else in our current NBA, it's gonna be a while for us to like actually react like, wow, that's amazing, and it's gonna take like people like Curry, the KDs, the LeBrons to retire for eventually the new generation to be like, okay, now you're gonna try to pass so and so. That's gonna be more monumental. But right now, it just has an odd feeling only because of LeBron.
You know,
Here we
J
go.
Rod, you mentioned KD going to the Knicks, and I was watching the Knicks and Pelicans the other day and seeing Zion Williamson and remembering J Rod. I see him there with the goatee, just looks so much older, and I'm like, wow, we were supposed to have Kyrie, KD, and Zion. What could have been?
Oh my God.
Uh, but as it
God.
relates to this, Raf, I think this is like you said because he's 13th all time in shot attempts, and now he's number 4 all time or number 5 all time on the scoring list. That's just incredible. That's incredible. That just goes to show his efficiency his entire career. I think an argument can be made he's the greatest scorer in the history of the game.
Hmm.
And I think he has a good shot to end up maybe third all time. It's possible. He's 37 now. If he plays 2, 3 more years at this level, maybe two, he could end up being third all time. It could be Bron, Kareem, and Kevin Durant. And like you said, Raf, he missed time with that injury. So that's just to his credit. He came back and he's still great. The thing is, like you said, Jay, is the championships and whether or not he won them legitimately or not. I mean, I make the same argument for Stephen Curry, but that's another argument for another
We already
day.
been through this, bro. We already been through this.
Um,
Curry won
but
two by himself.
yeah, let's see the first one. Well, I'm not even gonna, I'm not even gonna go there. Um, that's the only blemish on KD's legacy, and this Rockets team doesn't look like they even want to play together. They look like
Yeah.
they're gonna be out early, so it's just tough to
I,
see KD winning another
I
one.
want to give KD credit. I think he was the first unicorn in the NBA. Like, I think 6'11", he gonna say he's 6'10". No way, bro. You're 7 feet. Dribbling the ball like
Yeah,
that with a hezzy pull up. And I think he inspired a generation, but nobody can ever be KD. Nobody can be like him with the handles and the shot. So I want to give him his flowers on how he played in the league, and there probably won't be anybody who plays like him again. But it just shows you there's more to winning than scoring the basketball. And you sometimes you need to be a leader, and you need to be, you know, you have to be a soldier. And
I mean,
and and
at his peak, Jay, at his peak, this
bro,
was it
bro, he
was
was
him and Braun.
dominant, bro.
Maybe an argument could be made he was
Bro,
over Braun, Raf. I
there
mean,
was a huge argument over
he
him.
was a great defender too before he got hurt.
It was that same year that was the year where he was making rumblings, and he made that shot that you remember the iconic shot where he shoots and it pans out and the OKC goes crazy. I don't know if
Yeah,
you've seen that shot, bro. He had it, bro. He had it. They had it, and then they just lost to Miami. They got smacked, and we can't do it. We got to get rid of Harden, and that was it. That was the
I mean,
beginning of the end.
a toe on the line, how that changes his legacy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rob, nothing else to say here?
No,
No.
I like KD. I don't want to disrespect him anymore. No,
And again,
he's
like
him.
I don't want people thinking I'm shitting on KD because of the Warriors thing alone, bro. He got swept by Boston. That's not fair. He got swept by Boston when he was in Brooklyn. Okay, bro. Like swept in the first round. Like that's, like it wasn't just the toe on the line. You know what I mean? There was a lot of
Jay,
things.
but if that toe's not on that line, do they win it all that year?
I mean,
They
against
do.
Phoenix,
I
probably, yeah,
they
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
Man.
They probably do. Or maybe not. Maybe he doesn't have that mental dog in him. Maybe he doesn't have to go get 50 in the final game in the closeout. Who knows? We'll never know. But respect to KD. He's just never gonna be on that Mount Rushmore.
Is he the greatest scorer of all time?
I would say
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I think he's the best at putting the ball in the basket
Hmm.
from anywhere. I think he's the best scorer from anywhere on the court. Because I don't think people would consider him the greatest driver or even the greatest mid-range shooter or even the greatest three-point shooter. But I think that if you put it together, you know, he comes.
Nah, I think he is the greatest mid-range shooter and scorer
You
ever.
take him over MJ?
Yeah, I think that midi is insane, unguardable.
It's close.
No, but I'm not gonna disrespect MJ. MJ's right there with him, but no, I think the fact that KD can shoot over anybody and make it, yeah, I don't think that is. I don't think
Okay.
MJ's over
And
that.
like you said, Jay, he was one of a kind. He was
Yeah.
a one of a kind player.
Well, he's
Of
not. He's not
course,
done yet. He's not. He's still
you know,
playing.
you got Wemby's the closest thing. It's like,
Hmm.
oh, that's KD. When Porzingis came into the league, it's like, whoa, we haven't seen that since KD.
Hmm.
I don't see anybody saying, Jay, I want to be like LeBron. You see anybody saying that? I don't think I see anybody saying that one.
Can we continue,
Uh,
please?
let's move on, guys. We got March Madness going on. Games just happened right now. Sweet 16 going on. Raf, we've seen all the top teams pretty much make it this far, with the exception of Florida out in the last round. So I wanted to ask you the Cinderella story, Raf. That's what makes March Madness what it is, but we haven't seen it in a couple years. Is it over?
Um,
That's
no, I don't
important.
think it's over. I just think that a lot of teams are just performing with their up to their expectations, and if they're placing that high of a seed, they have to play. They're just playing like that. I think it's more of the college level is advancing, and these teams are actually like really really effing good. And back then with the Cinderella stories, a lot of teams would be facing. I mean, would be beating bad teams. But once that March Madness comes, that it's one game, anything can happen. That's what happened. That's what I think that um, what made it back then, and the reason why it's you know obviously the madness part of the March is what we always are anticipating and expecting. The crazy buzzer beater like your Kentucky did the other day, Matt.
Yep.
Um,
Just to lose in the next round, Jay, because that's what always happens.
yeah, but listen, it's just something that you really can't predict, because now these good teams are actually playing like good teams, but yeah, like look, Siena College almost beat Duke, Matt. Wouldn't that be crazy? But no,
But
it's
that's the
just teams.
thing.
Teams are just
It,
playing really good now.
So Matt, I think because they kind of talked about this a little bit. Do you think it's the NIL deals that are messing the March Madness up?
yes, yes,
Yeah, that's what I figured that you were
yes,
going.
yes. I've never been a proponent of this. I've never been a fan of this. I mean, at least to the extent that these guys are getting paid now, they're getting paid more than they would if they made it to the NBA, and that's just insane. That's just insane. They're staying there just because they're getting paid. They're transferring from schools like Siena to go to these big schools, and that's what's killing the Cinderella stories, guys. Because you usually you had teams where it was like they're all seniors, they've been with each other for a long time, and the cohesion and all of that, as opposed to guys who are just freshmen. There's your Cinderella story.
Yeah.
But now it's just that just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, it's more like college football now, where it's just the best teams going at it. We'll still have
Yeah.
the big tournament, but the Elite Eight are gonna be the best schools who have the highest paid roster.
Between that and the transfer portal, it's like it
Hmm.
doesn't.
Yeah.
But you know what, guys? I will say I rather these kids get paid than, and I think it's not that we're not gonna. I think we'll get more entertaining basketball having all the big schools go at each other. You know what I mean? Like, we'll still get entertaining basketball. It might not be more. It might be no upsets. There might not be no Cinderella stories and we might miss that. But at least we get to see good teams play basketball, and we can unite a real champion.
All right, guys, we'll see who wins it all. Let's move on to the WWE, guys. I know Rav has been waiting all day for this one. Let's start off with what started Monday Night Raw. Once again, as Raw was bookended with the two biggest things on the show. We have Brock Lesnar once again getting taken out by Obafemi, guy. He was put over the top rope. He went out there, and Paul Heyman said, we've seen this before. We've seen guys say that they're the next big thing. He mentioned Goldberg, which made no sense. Then he said Dean Ambrose, and that got a pop from Jay. But Oba once again takes him out. J-Rod, will the Beast have an answer for Oba before WrestleMania?
I sure hope so, because if he doesn't, bro, that means that Brock Lesnar's winning at WrestleMania, because there's no way you have Brock Lesnar get destroyed maybe 3 times before WrestleMania and then have Oba just beat him clean. So I think I'm hoping for Matt's sake that they come fighting through the crowd for some reason, and and we don't get to see. But yeah, I think Brock is gonna. I think Brock is gonna probably like drag him from the back, possibly, and like put him through a table and like show how like he's gonna try to like really mess him up. But I do think Brock's gonna have a response, and Matt's gonna be so hyped for it.
Don't do that, Raph. Don't do that.
I hate that I'm watching on Monday. I'm there like, oh my God, please, Oba, just take the bump. Let it just take the bump. I don't want to see you collapse next Monday. And what happens? He doesn't take the bump. He throws him out like we're in the freaking Royal Rumble. And it doesn't even matter. And yeah, this upcoming Monday, of course, the one that we're going to go watch, we're probably going to see someone get absolutely F5. But I'm gonna ask Matthew a question real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What if we get a nice F5 and we just get up from that like it's nothing? Like it's nothing. It's an F5. What's an F5 to Oba now?
Oh my God!
I was actually thinking of that. I was like, wow, if that. I mean, I was actually thinking of that though. But during the match, I was. It was like on Wednesday. Yesterday, I was thinking about it. I'm here writing my notes, and I'm like, what if the match starts and Oba goes after Brock, and Brock just picks him up F5s, and he just gets up? Wouldn't that get an insane pop? That would be insane. But look, as of right now, you guys better hope that Brock gets one over on old Oba, because if not,
Raph, if Brock is laid out on his ass at Madison Square Garden, Oba's losing, bro.
And guys, if Oba beats up Brock every single week until WrestleMania, and Oba wins the match, I might have to put in the resignation papers. Might have to cancel my Netflixes and Peacocks and ESPNs, all of that. I might be done after this one.
Nah, they would
not happen.
Real quick, when we're talking Brock Oba, any possibility Brock goes back to UFC or MMA?
Nah.
He did that podcast.
No.
He did that podcast and he was talking a little bit about it. And I don't know. I felt like he was trying to like bring his ties back together or something like that.
Nah, he's just talking about his great career, Raph, that Roman Reigns will never touch. UFC champ.
Wait, what was that?
WWE
what was
champ.
that reel that Jay sent to our chat that Brock is a 500 day universal champion and what? He never appeared. Wow. Yikes.
Jay, that was some hater stuff right there. I actually saw the original one about Kevin Durant, and
You've never heard that clip before?
Nah, I had never heard it.
Yeah, bro.
I heard the original one like 2 weeks ago with talking about KD, and then when you put it with Brock, that's just insane. It's just some
It's
hater
it's
stuff.
it's perfect, right? It's perfect. Well said.
Stop saying that he
Brock is
won a
in-
championship with the greatest shooter ever. Don't tell me that. Oh man.
well, Brock's selling his ass off, guys. That's
Nah,
all
give
I
it to
know.
him, Matt. You did say he's the best big man seller, and he keeps showing that he is.
Sure is.
Oh, when Brock wants to put you over, he'll put you over. Remember what he did for Goldberg at Survivor Series? He'll
Oh,
put
I
you over.
remember.
Oh
I
man,
remember.
that was awesome. That was
I
awesome,
remember.
bro.
Insane.
You just have to be the next big thing.
All right, guys, let's move on to the end of that Monday Night Raw, guys. CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Punk went out there. In response to Roman calling him old, he said, "Well, I love being old, and so what? I've got grays everywhere. I don't cover them up like you do." He said, "All the Samoans can come at me. How many have so far?
Pause.
Zero have been successful at it." And then Roman goes out there with the Usos guys, and
What do you mean by that, actually?
What?
what did he mean? What did he mean?
What? What?
He was
What?
saying, well, about the, you mean about the Samoans, like, being successful? Well, he's saying all the Samoans have come at me so far, and they haven't been successful.
That was weird because there was one Samoan that definitely beat him.
Yeah, I was gonna think like
Yeah.
Well, I think he's meaning now. I think he's
the
meaning
bald
now.
fraud. He definitely beat him, but
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Bald.
we got Roman there with the Usos and Jay on some kind of heel stuff there, and he tells Roman, "Go get him, go
Yeah.
get him, put him down." And Roman listens to Jay, puts him through the table. J-Rod, what does this mean for Roman and the bloodline here going
Yeah.
into WrestleMania?
I was shocked because Jey Uso was like, "Do what you're told, Roman Reigns. Go sick him, boy." And he went over there and speared him, and that was weird. Cause I thought Roman was the tribal chief. I thought he's the one that gave orders. I didn't know Jey Uso can just command his army like that. So that was shocking to me. So hey man, it's getting interesting. You know, we're getting deeper and deeper. You know, every show. I really thought I would get tired of the promos. They're getting better. You know, Roman didn't really say much this past Monday night. He just started brawling out. So yeah, it's very interesting, and I'm really curious of where this Usos thing is going because it looks like it's gonna be it's not gonna be just like a side story. Like it's gonna be part of the main story. But yeah, I was just shocked that Roman was listening to his underlings like that, his young boys. He was like, "You know what you got to do, Roman. Go sick him, boy. Go get him." And he was like, "Woo, woo, okay, I got you." Boom. So that was the most shocking thing for me, honestly.
Yeah, look, I'll go quick here to let Ralph go after. I was a little shocked. Ralph. Roman said, "Yeah, I'll do as you tell me, Oos. I'll do as you tell me." I mean, that was. I'm not sure what that even means.
I was
I
shocked.
have, like, Jay. You told us earlier in the week. You think the Jimmy and Jay are gonna turn on Roman? I mean, I could see that. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I didn't know that Jay was the new OTC. I didn't know.
I
Maybe
don't
not.
know. That's interesting. That's interesting.
We're just observing what we see, Matt. Right? Like we're just
Well, that's just.
Anyways,
that's what we just saw.
there's a real person here talking now. These clowns, they don't even know what the hell they're saying. They're just trying to troll. I don't know what we're watching, but maybe it wasn't the same thing. I know you guys have prescription. I know that clown Matthew, he wears glasses. Maybe he was wearing something else. But no, it wasn't like on some. It wasn't on that. It was just, you know what you got to do. You know what he said about your dad. You got to go get him. It wasn't on some, oh, you're taking orders from me. I did not take that at all from him. However, I will say something that Matthew always brings up about Roman, which is a great point because, you know, watching this episode and I'm watching this promo, you guys remember, the Usos came out first, and then here comes Roman, right? And then Roman says to Jimmy, "You guys didn't get the job done, and you guys lost." Basically implying that they lost because of Jay and him being a hothead.
Hmm.
And he basically said, "You better tell your brother, and you better leave my ring." And I keep in Matthew. The one thing that Matthew always says, which is true, is that Roman's character has never changed, and that's very true. He's still this egotistical, you know, tribal chief that, necessarily thinks that, you know, family, as for as much as he preaches about family, he doesn't really treat them as family. He just treats them as something that is just below him. And even though he doesn't have the title, he's always gonna think he's the man. But that just didn't sit right with me. And I think that the turn, we're gonna get something that we've never seen before, because obviously we already seen them super kick him. So it's like, oh, they super kicked him. Wow, again. I think that this is a much more deeper turn that we're gonna see, because him saying, "Oh, this is my ring, get out." Like, what has changed from him being a tribal chief to now? It's supposed to be our ring. You guys want to stay, you guys stay, but don't say it like that. But I didn't listen. I didn't think of it like, oh, I'm taking orders from Jay. I think that he's saying, like,
how
yo,
could you not? How could
Yeah.
you not?
bro, because like I think that it was like, yo, you know what you gotta do. You know what he said. Go
But
do what
when
you gotta
has
do.
when has Jay and Jimmy ever said that and Roman just complied and said, you know what, they're right. They're right. No, it's usually the other way around.
Well,
So we're leaving out an
maybe
important detail, Matt. He said Joe. He said Joe.
said Joe.
You know what you have to
Joe.
do, Joe. He didn't call him
exactly. So
Roman.
how is that? How is that like a bad thing? Like,
Listen, I've been
Like,
watching The
that's not-
Sopranos. Okay, he sounded like Tony telling him to go do what he gotta do.
no,
Okay?
no, he did not.
Yeah,
you
he
know,
did.
Roman
Yeah,
is
he
still
did.
Tony.
No.
You know, Roman is still Tony.
Roman's
Stop.
poorly right now, bro.
Oh, stop it. Roman is still Tony Soprano,
He's
bro.
poorly right. He's poorly right
No.
now, bro.
No.
Okay,
So,
well,
okay,
to look
so-
at go ahead.
No, sorry. So the whole I want you would elaborate on the Uso thing. So what do you think is the play here? Like, is Punk in on it? Is there a new tribal chief in the shadows? Is there someone else pulling the strings? Like, because
Yeah.
like him turning here on Roman is not gonna end well for him. Obviously, nobody thinks Jay can beat Roman by himself, right? Like nobody's gonna actually think that. So
I like how you mentioned, because obviously you guys never feed into my delusion, but now it's creeping up. I know you guys, because I've been saying for the longest. But J Rod just mentioned an important factor. Is there someone else pulling the strings in the back?
I have no idea, bro.
I have an idea.
Raph, I saw it on Monday, that backstage LA night with the Usos, and lo and behold, there is the final boss on the production truck, massive picture of the
Maui.
final boss.
Yes, Maui.
And as they
yes.
zoomed in even more, me and my mom looked at each other like, whoa, whoa.
They don't
Maybe
have to
there
be-
is something.
Yeah, it don't even have to be like the bloodline. It could be like the new corporation or something. Where you have just like LA Knight, maybe have the Jey Uso in there running things, and then you have like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Oh
bro.
my God, we were cooking, and then you start bringing in LA Knight.
Well, why? Well, you
Might
said
as well-
you said it was during
Might
the
as well
LA
just
Knight
shave,
promo, right?
shave, bro. Just shave.
No, Jay's on to something there. Just a
You said
little
LA
bit.
the LA Knight
LA
promo.
Because look, it was during that segment, and Punk right now, Punk right now, it's a 3-on-1. If they're gonna continue attacking Punk like this, the only
Someone needs to
person I
help.
see right now is LA Knight is gonna come to help.
Sure.
Oh,
Okay, and who?
yeah,
LA Knight and who? I don't know.
I don't know. By the way, my shout out to my aunt. She mentioned who might be on the phone for Randy Orton. I didn't even think about this. It's probably Kevin Owens, right?
It could be.
I gave
Could be.
that a thought. I gave that a thought.
And I think it's Kevin Owens. I think it's a lock that it's Kevin, because he's
It's
the
a
one.
lock?
Gonna, I think so, because he was the one that was going heel. He was the one that was gonna face Randy. Remember that whole thing about like you turn Randy against me, so like
Of course.
So I didn't even think about Kevin Owens, so now I think it's actually him. So I think that kind of eliminates the final boss from that situation. But listen, you're right, Matt. Who's gonna help CM Punk? And if you want Punk to turn heel, you want him to really turn heel because he's kind of like this anti-hero character anyway. You want him to turn heel? Have him join the Ball Fraud, like Raph calls him. He talks so much shit about him.
Yeah.
But what if it's like what if like you said, Jay, Jimmy and Jay turn on Roman and then they're with the final boss. That's the reason they're turning on Roman. That's another.
I'm okay with that too. Keep Phil out of it. Like just have Phil just fade away in the background. Like Roman's about to win this. Like Roman's about to win, and then the lightning strikes.
Oh my God! I don't. No, I'm not starting this again. I'm not starting.
Or is this all just the
all of last year?
Just to get
all of last year. All of last year, Matt was like, "Yo, he's coming, he's coming." I was telling Matthew, "Oh, he's coming, and he never came back." So,
Yo, they have to do something for this WrestleMania. It's taking place in Vegas again. Like they're having trouble selling tickets, bro. They had a 316-day sale for tickets, bro. Where it was 36% off on all house shows. Like they're having a hard time moving these tickets. Like they got to do something big for this Mania.
Like what if Punk wins? And then Jimmy and Jay are like, "Oos, are you serious? You're doing this?"
Yeah, bro.
And then here comes the final boss. I don't know.
And he just goes.
They gotta have something big for the night 2 main event. Considering the garbage we got last year, they gotta have something. As much as they gotta have something.
Oh wait, the garbage that was led by Cody Rhodes and.
Bro.
I'm Travis Scott, yes.
No.
Yeah, by Travis Scott. Listen, all respect to the GOAT. He was kind of sandbagging the whole time during that match. He made it up at SummerSlam. He made it up in SummerSlam, but you know. But yeah, man. I don't know. I look, Raph, you're probably right. We're probably gassing ourselves up, and we're probably getting excited for no reason.
Guys, they don't do nothing on accident. Why was that just to get us talking, just for hype, just to buy tickets to the shows?
Maybe that's what they.
I mean, listen, The Rock showed up in that 2024 run unexpectedly in Chicago. What if he just shows up? Maybe.
They kept showing Austin on the trucks, on the production trucks. Remember WrestleMania 40? They kept showing.
Yeah, but remember, wait, they were in negotiation at that time with him.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They didn't have anything in stone. They were in negotiation. They kept doing. You know when Scottie Pippen kept pointing to the Jordans when Jordan was retired. That's what they kept doing. You know what I'm saying? He never jumped on board. They was like, all right, Undertaker, go in there. You know what I'm saying?
They told Undertaker on night 2, bro. On night 2, bro. They didn't have nothing set in stone. They said, Undertaker, you do it, bro.
These motherfuckers said sub. They just subbed this man in. But yeah, I don't know. But you're right, Matt. You're right. Sometimes WWE, when WWE is going like this, right? That's when it like takes that shot right back up. So who knows, man?
I mean, what's the worst case scenario here? Roman wins and just the bloodline back together.
Worst case scenario is that Jay Uso the Usos and Roman have the titles and nothing else happens. That's the worst case scenario.
Nah, running it back with that.
Honestly,
yeah, that's the worst case scenario.
Honestly, I think the worst case scenario is CM Punk winning clean. I think that's the worst case.
Okay,
scenario.
that's like a worst case scenario, but like that's not. I don't see that happening. Clean? Right. No.
That's what I'm saying. Like now, no heel turn. Just go to sleep. 1, 2, 3, center of the ring. That's the worst case scenario.
That's. But they can also go this angle that, it's the classic, that the Usos wanted to super kick CM Punk, but they super kicked Roman.
Nah,
and Punk gets the win.
Already. I'm done with that.
That's the worst case
scenario. I could see that too.
That's a Triple H type of scenario.
Yeah, I'm stuck, so I'm doing the fail escape bullshit. Nah, bro, don't do that, bro. I need to like look him in the face and I'm kicking you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like me, CM Punk, and the Usos are joining up. Like, it's gotta be official.
Now I'm excited. They've got me.
Chill,
They put the rock on that truck, and now No,
You know,
think that-
I'm excited too because I thought it was just gonna be like a one and done. Like they were gonna do the one thing because Roman wasn't there, and then like they were gonna disappear. But they're in it, bro. Like they're in the story.
There's no way out now. They're
Yeah.
back.
They're in it, and they're gonna probably lose the straps next week. Probably, they're gonna probably lose in the street fight, and then they're gonna blame each other. You know what I mean? Oh my God, you're gonna see A-Town down win a championship, Matt.
Chill.
Holy
Let's not
shit.
jinx it.
Holy
yet.
shit, bro. Damn, this is Matt's night.
Just give me A-Town winning and a Brock F5 through the table.
Well, that's probably gonna main event.
And we are back.
The street fight's probably gonna main event tonight.
Yeah.
So.
Let's
Oh my
see
God.
what happens.
All right, boys. So next week, Monday when we meet up, we're going to. I'm gonna bring. We're gonna vlog everything. You know, little things here and there. Show us going to the arena. Maybe getting a little early. Maybe go to that restaurant and we'll post it on our channel and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be live Monday Night Raw. Check us out on the TV and hell yeah, boys. Let's go. Let's do
Yeah.
All right.
it. First of many. Let's go. All right.
Yep.
Later,
All right,
y'all.
boys.
All right.